Yes, that is I. I bet you're wondering why a being as splendid as I got into this distasteful situation. I'll tell you the sordid tale of this god's fall from grace. It all started several days ago when I saw a video on the internet. My name is Zamasu. I am a transcendent being known as a Kai. Born from the fruit of a divine tree, I was created to be superior. I safeguarded the northern sector of my universe and promoted peace far better than any of my Kai peers could. Not only that, my exemplary performance and strength granted me the opportunity to become an apprentice for the current Supreme Kai of Universe 10, Master Gowasu. I have spent millennia observing the mortals throughout the universe, and during this time, I began to understand the roles of the gods and mortals. It was the duty of gods to uphold justice and serenity. Meanwhile, mortals must do their best to emulate the gods despite their flawed nature as lesser creatures. Each being had their respective roles to play in the grand scheme of the universe. They were never intended to cross into the other's domain. At least, that's what I believed. On one fateful day, I went to bring tea to Master Gowasu when I noticed he was watching a video on his godly computer.
Master Gowasu, I've brought your tea. What is this, Master? Are you watching GodTube again?
Why, thank you, Zamasu. Ah, yes, indeed I am. I was thinking about becoming a GodTuber myself.
Oh, really, Master?
I'm only joking. I'm actually watching the final match between the two champions of Universes 6 and 7. Watch it with me. Perhaps you can learn a thing or two from these mortals.
Huh? Oh! Now that's a good joke, Master. Surely, battles between mortals wouldn't be able to impress the gods, let alone teach them.
I wasn't joking. Take a look for yourself and see that even mortals can offer valuable lessons to us Kais.
And so, I watched with my master. I watched on as a mortal known as Son Goku fought against a low-life assassin. I watched in disbelief as this Son Goku began growing in a bright blue light. I watched in horror as it dawned on me that this mere mortal had stolen the power of the gods for his own selfish desires.
Disgusting. What was that, Zamasu?
I said that was amazing. Now, if you'll excuse me, Master, I must go back to finishing my chores.
Why, yes, right you are. Thank you again for the tea, Zamasu.
I did not respond. I was lost in my thoughts, still coming to terms with the sins I had just witnessed. Sinful. That was the only word I could think of when it came to describing that horrid display. For the next several days, I continued my daily routine of chores and training, but I was starting to become consumed by my own anger and irritation. I tried my best to contain my emotions, but alas, it was to no avail. Master Gowasu started to notice the whirlwind of emotion storming within my heart. He tried to offer his guidance whenever he could, but I simply turned him down or brushed his advice aside. I was convinced beyond a shadow of a doubt that what I saw was a sin that needed to be punished. But by who? Master Gowasu? The Destroyers? The Angels? Me? As I continued to struggle with these thoughts, Master Gowasu maintained his efforts in consoling me. Eventually, he began seeking aid from the most unlikely of places.
I've tried everything I could to calm Zamasu. Drinking his tea, critiquing his tea, offering to make him tea. Nothing's working. Perhaps I could show him a mortal planet, such as Planet Barbary. Perhaps. I'll have that be my last resort. Before that, I'll seek counsel from the greatest resource of information in the multiverse, GodTube. Now then. What's this? A beginner's guide to child psychology? Interesting. I'll give this a look. Hey there, what's up, GodTube? It's your boy Nappa, and we're back to my biggest series to date, A Beginner's Guide to Child Psychology, Part 13. Before I keep going, please make sure to smash that like button and ding that bell so you can hear when I drop my latest masterpiece. Ugh, I hate it when they do that. I'm just going to skip ahead of it. So, you have a kid that's been acting stranger than usual lately. Have they been rather antisocial lately? Are they keeping to themselves and acting rather passive-aggressive? Are they starting to talk back to you and ignoring your advice? Why, yes, he has. Well, don't be afraid. This is simply because your child is going through something known as puberty. Puberty? Yes, puberty. During this special time in your child's life, they will be going through many physical, mental, and emotional changes. Puberty can be a difficult time for children. They're coping with changes in their body, and possibly acne, or body odor as well, at a time when they feel self-conscious. Puberty can also be an exciting time as children develop new emotions and feelings. But the emotional roller coaster they're on can have psychological and emotional effects, such as unexplained mood swings, low self-esteem, aggression, depression. My goodness, I had no idea he was going through all of this. Poor Zamasu. I'm sorry for not noticing sooner. During a pivotal period of development such as this, it's important to make sure they are given proper support for their needs. Otherwise, they'll develop major developmental problems that'll follow them through life. This could include anxiety, aggressive behavior, and nihilistic beliefs towards eradicating all life. Oh, that's not good. What can I possibly do to save your child and put them on the right path? Yes! Well, say no more! I didn't get a bachelor's in child psychology just so I can get likes on my GodTube videos. When your child starts to show these signs of puberty, it's important to learn when it's time to back off. Don't overburden them. Instead, create a nurturing environment where they can feel safe. It's also essential to understand the importance of friendships between their peers. Good influences will go a long way towards a brighter future. Friends. Nurturing environment. Yes, of course. Why didn't I see it sooner? Thank you very much, Mr. GodTuber. I know exactly what to do with my pupil. But first, let me give a like and subscribe.
A few weeks after I saw that distasteful video, I was busy contemplating the state of the universe when Master Gowasu approached me with a surprise.
Oh, Master Gowasu. It's quite unexpected of you to bless me with your tea.
Well, I thought I should treat you every now and then. It's what good masters should do for their pupils. Now, go ahead. Drink up. It's a specialty flavor of mine.
Yes, of course. It's sweet, but also slightly salty. I must confess, I don't know if I like it too much.
Oh, it's a rather complex flavor.
Indeed. I feel rather lethargic all of a sudden.
Oh, that's no good. Let me take you back to your room.
Thank you, Master.
As I returned to my sleeping quarters to rest my eyes, I had little reason to suspect anything was amiss. I didn't know it at the time, but my life was about to be completely turned on its head. My life, as I knew it for thousands of years, was over, and something else was about to take its place. When I opened my eyes the following day, I was still in a daze when I heard something that shouldn't have been there. I heard the chirping of birds. In all my years of living on the sacred planet of the Kais, I have never once heard birds or any other lowly animals on that planet. As I began to regain my consciousness, I slowly realized that this was not my sleeping quarters. This room, it looked so typical and filthy. Where was I? Had someone kidnapped me? A Supreme Kai in training as I slept? My shock was soon replaced with seething rage. It was then that I heard a noise coming from downstairs. I slowly made my way downstairs where I found my master, Gowasu, who was simply laying down, drinking tea of all things, without a care in the world.
Master, are you alright? We need to escape. I have reason to believe that we have been abducted.
No, my dear boy. We aren't in any danger.
Huh? But why would you think that?
Because I'm the one that brought us here.
What?
That's right. I've been noticing how turbulent your key has gotten in recent days. Not only that, I've seen for myself how withdrawn and contemplative you've been lately. I was worried that you were starting to doubt not only yourself, but your very mission as a Kai. After partaking in some expert consultations, I decided that you need to be placed in a nurturing and supportive environment where you can grow with others, to rehabilitate your soul, if you will. I knew you wouldn't have come here quietly if I had told you, so I put some sleeping magic in your tea.
Sir, if I am to understand exactly what is happening, you used magic to render me unconscious and placed me in this strange new environment against my will?
Well, when you put it like that, that doesn't sound so good. Of course it doesn't!
Just, please, take us back home.
No can do, Zamasu. For the foreseeable future, this is our new home.
What?
And here's the best part. Given your current disregard for mortals, I took it upon myself to place us in an environment where we can live amongst mortals.
What?
I know! Isn't this fantastic?
It was not fantastic.
By living amongst mortals, you'll be able to see for yourself the true beauty of mortal life. Their struggles, their growth, their desires. You'll bear witness to it all and grow to love them as much as I do. Doesn't this sound great, Zamasu? Zamasu?
I did not listen to most of what he had to say. While he was speaking, I leaped out of one of the nearby windows. I looked around my surroundings. All I could see were numerous mortal dwellings, people walking their wretched pests, and other idiotic pests staring at me from the sidewalk. It was true. I really was in a mortal world. Me, a god, living amongst mere creatures. I had never heard of anything more ludicrous. And yet, this was my reality. I was in such shock that I collapsed on the front lawn. When I regained my consciousness for the second time that day, I awoke to find my master smiling at me.
So, Zamasu, what do you think? What do I think? What do I think? I think this is a misguided tragedy that will take years of meditation and soul searching to recover from this awful, traumatic experience. How do you expect gods like us to live with these animals? Wow, you're taking this worse than I thought. You thought? I was under the impression you didn't think at all. Zamasu, I know you are upset. And you have every right to be. But all of this was done for your own good. I am a supreme Kai in training. I decide what is good and what is evil. I judge all of this to be evil. If you'll excuse me, Master, I will be returning home.
I leaped off the ground so that I may fly away and return to my heaven, only to immediately fall flat on my face. In my righteous fury, I failed to perceive that I wasn't able to sense any nearby key. This could only mean one thing.
What is the meaning of this? Oh, that's merely a precaution. In the event you ever try to escape, or use your ki to harm others, I placed a ki inhibitor in your body so that you would not be able to utilize any of your ki. Rather convenient, don't you think?
Oh my god, I'm in hell.
Oh, don't be so overdramatic. I know what'll cheer you up.
Another surprise!
Master Gowasu, I am begging you. I am quite literally on my knees. Please, no more of your surprises.
Sorry, Zamasu. This is one surprise I'm sure you'll enjoy. Take a look at this.
When I looked up, I saw Master Gowasu holding up a hideous apparel. It was a jet black coat with yellow buttons along with dark pants, shoes, socks, and a white undershirt.
And what exactly is this? A tribute from the mortals for us to spare their lives?
Don't be silly, Zamasu. This is your new school uniform.
School uniform? No, you don't mean.
That's right, my perceptive pupil. Zamasu, starting today,
No.
you will wear this uniform
No.
And start your education with these mortals in an institution they call high school.
No!
I figured you would say that. So, put on your uniform so I can take you to your new school and... Zamasu? Oh, not again.
Without any of my powers available to me, I did what any logical individual would do when presented with a high school uniform. I ran. I ran far away, and despite hearing my master's pleas, I did not look back. I passed by many houses and buildings with no clear goal in mind. All I knew was that I needed to get away from here, from my master, from these mortals. I ran as far as my legs could carry me. I stopped paying attention to my surroundings as I continued running like a rat trapped in a maze. Before I knew it, I was in a so-called public area with enormous trees. These trees had rather beautiful pink petals that were wasted on these wretched mortals. For a moment, I stared at this tree, lost in its majesty. For the first time on this dreadful, horrid day, I felt a temporary reprieve. For a brief, blissful moment, I was at peace. And then someone crashed into me. As I rubbed my aching body, wondering if the universe... As I rubbed my aching body, wondering if the universe was done mocking me in my weakest moment, someone unknown to me reached out their hand. Little did I know that this random, chance encounter would change my life forever.
Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I wasn't looking where I was going. Are you alright?
Don't touch me, you filthy...